Welcome along then to round 20 of this third season with the Williams team, and it's getting close. There's only a matter of 5 races potentially left at the moment, including Mexico, and we need to pick up a win or something to try and halt this Red Bull. Can we get maybe, just maybe, a championship of some sort under our belt? Now we'll go fastest lap because it's worth the risk. We've got our finishing streak on there as well, so we've performed okay as of late. Disappointing really last time out to have Porsche dropping down the order very quickly, but we've got our bad car parts on at the moment and we are good to go for Mexico. Let's just show you where it is though. This is the standings. You can see we dropped 4 points. We actually moved down to second, and well, Ferrari second, Williams third. They are strong, and we are only a matter of points behind. We need some penalties from the big teams. Let's see if that is the case in Mexico. Let's get into qualifying, and we'll be back to go hunting Red Bull and Ferrari. So the interesting news, well, we don't have to run again here first of all, but we are going to anyway, just for a bit of improvement if we can get it. Now Max Verstappen does take a penalty in this race, so he'll be starting further back on the grid. Porsche is just dropping down a little bit at the moment, and we haven't improved with Stroll, but Porsche still only 3 tenths off, and that was on used tyres, so that will see us nicely through. No big shocks in Q1. We definitely need a shock to try and help us. There's Max Verstappen's penalty, look. So he'll be starting further back. Not sure if it's from the back or just basically from around 10th, 11th place if he gets a 10 place. But we'll find out. We'll go early because we can. And that's what we want to do. You want to set a time nice and early. They're quite close together. They shouldn't get in each other's way. Porsche should get actually a lovely tow if he doesn't get held up too much and they come across the line. 14.6 for Stroll and a 14.9 I think it is for Porsche. Just a few minutes left in this session in Q2 and we are currently sitting P5, P6. Time's getting faster. We are just sending Lance Stroll out for a lap. See if he can prove on used tyres this is as well, and he's currently 2 and 3 tenths off. Both lap times being set on used tyres. You can see we're actually dropping down. Alonso is out, Zhou Guanyu is out. No danger on any big drivers. You can see they're in the top 4 in terms of our rivals. And there you have it. It is Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Carlos Sainz all out in Q2. And now we're into the big stuff, Q3. This is where our lap times are going to count. High rubber, very high grip. So we'll send Stroll. And then we'll send Porsche. We'll do a flying first lap on this camera. We'll come back round as some cars just coming out the pits. Don't think it's affected us too much. We'll find out though. 14.8 for Stroll and Porsche 5 tenths off the pace. That's a shocker. Here we go then. Improvement needs to happen now. We are only 7th and 10th. We've had a disastrous qualifying in Q3, but we should get a decent enough run. That McLaren looks like he's just finished a lap as well, so hopefully they don't get in the way. They're going fairly slowly. We'll see what we can do in the first sector. Fingers crossed that McLaren does move out the way. We're approaching fast and we've gone green, and through this sector we go. McLaren is in the way. Is it going to move aside? It does. Is it going to move aside well enough? We'll find out through the middle sector as Porsche catches. He looks like he's getting held up, Porsche. He is out the way. We've gone green. I think it'll be yellow for Porsche. But although, let's see what we do with Stroll. It's no purples. And then he comes across the line. Goes P4. Porsche takes P4. We are P4 and P5. Verstappen will drop back. Perez will surely probably improve. And I don't think he is at the moment. Could we start where we are? Yes, we do. P3 and P4, I think, then after penalties. So here we go then, Mexico starting 3rd and 4th. We should hopefully get a good run down to the first corner. I just don't like where this is going to go though, because these Red Bulls and Ferraris so quick. Even McLaren in Norris is brilliantly quick. This is going to be very, very tough, but we are underway, and Porsche is going to move up to P2. Stroll P5, and Porsche has currently got ahead of Russell, but it's Perez and Russell swapping round. Stroll is bang there. Porsche gets a decent enough exit in P2. Where is Stroll though? Only 6th. He's got the inside line on Albon. Hopefully he'll be able to keep that position, and he does. Verstappen is P8, and there's another big crash. Who is that? Perez and Russell both taking a big hit, and we watch this through as they come over the curb. Oh, it's a big accident. Bit of damage there on the track, but it leaves us P2, P3. It moves them down to P9 and P10. Does promote Max Verstappen up 2 places in our pursuit of the championship. But the fastest lap is on the table so far. We're going to look after tyres at the moment. But time penalty for Perez. So that's interesting. Now we're going to cut down on tyres. We're just going to, obviously, running behind is going to burn them up. We're going to just try and use the fuel and the ERS to keep within a second. Don't expect that to be the case. I expect us to move back pretty quick, but just feel like a bit more better tyres is going to be a lot more healthier later in the spin, especially with these so fast. You can see how fast Leclerc is at the moment as he comes out of the last corner, 8 tenths. It is reducing all the time. Stroll, look, not reducing too much. And it is Albon who is actually on the soft, so that is why. Pourchaire keeping with, and Albon closes really close now. But Pourchaire is still there. Still there at the moment. Let's attack now. Just we've saved a little bit of tyre early on. Now we're going to swap round and we're going to use the ERS to save. And well, it might be a bit too late because there goes Albon, but that should give us the attacking DRS. Wow, look at that bad corner. And now we come down the straight. You can see we're closing all the time. Can we get through on the next straight? Maybe. That'll be the key. We cut down on the fuel, and here we go. And yes, we can, or can we get back through? They're fighting hard. P4, Norris and Verstappen fighting as well. Could do with a little collision there. That would have been nice. So we cut back down. So we're in DRS on both at the moment. Just got to really manage this out though. 91%. Verstappen's used 90. Leclerc's on mediums, who's pushing hard. We'll get DRS from both cars here. And as we go down the straight, saving ERS, we move to the right. We're back past Albon. Pourchaire is right there as well. And he's going to get DRS on this medium Leclerc. We're up to P2 and P3 again. And it's even better than that, because while Stroll dropped down, and he's now got Mr. Max Verstappen right behind him, we didn't get to see that Leclerc had been overtaken. And now that's going to be very hard for Stroll to keep behind, because Max Verstappen is currently flying. We're trying to get within DRS. We have just managed that though by the look of it. And yes, we have. So what we'll do is we'll cut down again. Now that we've got that back, we'll see if we can make a move. And that we can. Leclerc's got Pourchaire again. So is what always happens around here. A lot of fighting. Albon's there, but we'll get the DRS. And we'll get the better slipstream as well out. So still P2 and P3. Verstappen still trying to get past Alex Albon. Stroll doing his little job here to hold these up. I mean, for the constructors, great, because Perez is now round net 17 after his 5-second penalty. Albon will come back past us here. Nothing we can do about that though. Stroll exits the corner. Pourchaire's catching Leclerc, and we're going to defend well here. Can we get past with Pourchaire into the lead of this race? The answer potentially looks like yes. But that Ferrari again with very good traction out of the corner. We have to hold still. But 5 seconds Stroll. And there is a crash. Yellow flag. No safety car VSC. And it's George Russell in the Ferrari again in the wars today. Turns in and they both turn in. There's a big accident. Turn 1. No yellow flag. Well, there is a yellow flag. No safety car. And Pourchaire now settles back down. So we're going to push the deploy. And what we're going to do actually is we're going to go for a fast lap here, because we should be able to get past with DRS. Time penalty for Russell this time, as we get a great exit out the corner. And now we're going to pass. and we should now put in a proper lap time and see if we can get a fastest lap. Albon, we're defending well against 2 all the time, just holding him off. And Pourchaire does go purple in the first sector. Albon now takes a dive. Still not getting through though. And Albon can't get ahead. Battery depleted for Pourchaire. Only goes green, but we'll keep it going. And into the final corner we go. We come back round. It's not going to be the fastest lap of the race at this stage, but it's not bad. It's not a bad lap time. We still can't keep Leclerc behind even with that push. Now Verstappen gets past Albon, and quite quickly he gets past Stroll. Annoyingly. But Verstappen then back up to P4. Used 1% more tyres than we have. But the good thing is we have created a 7.7 gap out there. And now we'll go back down to standard and we will be conserving. But Pourchaire will get another stroke of DRS. Now we have a VSC. So virtual safety car, that means we can absolutely harvest everything. Albon pits. Magnussen crashed on turn 12. We won't watch that. I think we get in the pits here. And we go on to, I mean, it's an early stop, 7 seconds. You're going to lose longer than 8 seconds, aren't you, under a VSC? But it's a very cheap pit stop. I think we do this. I think we go onto some early mediums with Pourchaire. Stroll just coming through the first corner. Pourchaire's come out P9, so that's not too bad at all. We've kept Stroll out there. Now, obviously, Pourchaire's got to get ahead, and there's quite a big few gaps between these. So it might not work out too bad. He's only lost around 17 seconds. So we're back underway then. Now, we did pit Pourchaire early under the VSC, so we didn't lose as much time. That was the gamble that we have took in this race. Stroll is in currently P3, Pourchaire P9. So here we go already on Pourchaire. Brand new set of mediums. He might have to make an extra stop in this race, but I tell you what, it's going to be goddamn quick if he does on them soft tyres. So obviously you can see we came in quite a bit early, although that mediums can get to the end, look. Obviously they will not be. So P3, we're closing in on Verstappen ever so slightly here. Pourchaire's closing in as well, so we've got good chances, and we've really closed in now on Max Verstappen. That is very encouraging. Round the final corner with Pourchaire. Can Pourchaire get the McLaren? The McLaren defends well, but it might not be enough, and it's not going to be. As Stroll hits P2, Pourchaire hits P7 and a fastest lap of the race. So we're going to go down to standard. Let's just look after everything a bit more now. We're in a very good position. We don't need to do anything silly. 6.5 seconds. Stroll trails Leclerc. Pourchaire out there is absolutely flying, but he's stuck in one of these DRS changing arounds at the moment. And what we're going to do is, I think we just push and we get rid of this McLaren on the inside. There you go. So Pourchaire pitted from P2. He's only 11.5 seconds off the lead. So this could be a stroke of genius. We could even go to hards at the end. We will be a lot slower, as Verstappen is tucked up right beside us. Where is Pourchaire going to go as he comes out of here? We're going to top up. Let's see if he can close in. I don't think he's going to. Verstappen is there, look. Just overtaken us. But remember, we're on new boots here. And everyone else is not that far away from a potential pit stop. So on lap 24, we're up to P3 and P4. Pourchaire with that stop is not too far behind at the moment. We're going to start to just push this tyre and fuel. We've got really good ERS management for pretty much both at the minute. Maybe just Pourchaire needing a little bit more with what he's got. And Leclerc and Verstappen in a little bit of bother when it comes to Pourchaire. We are in a lovely position. We'll wait for them to pit. We're going to just stick aggressive on Stroll. Bring this out a little bit longer. We're only 2 seconds off the pace, and we're in our own little, not a nice little gap at the moment, let's say. So Leclerc pits. Now this is going to be very interesting, and it's a slow stop. It's a very slow stop for Charles Leclerc. Now surely he's going to come out behind Albon. Perez pits, and he does come out behind Alex Albon. That leaves us 3 seconds adrift of Verstappen. We've used a bit more tyre than him at the moment on Stroll, but Stroll's doing okay. He's going to go to softs. This is a bit interesting. We're going to see how many laps we get on this medium tyre, but at the minute 3 seconds with a lot of fuel being used to push out. Leclerc's going to be in a bit of traffic. Pourchaire is only 5 tenths behind Stroll, and what we're going to say is don't fight your teammate, Stroll. You let him by, nicely done. Pourchaire is on a lot better strategy. So we're going to do a push lap for Stroll here. Now we can see we're pretty good on tyres at the moment, so we will go one more. We're on 45. We'll probably do one more lap then with Stroll because we'll have good pace. Leclerc, you can see, is about 12 seconds behind at present, but we're going to keep this push in. We're going to actually just do the same on Pourchaire so they don't get absolutely stuck together. But who's got the fastest lap? Pierre Gasly at the moment. As we go around the final corners, Verstappen does now pit. So Verstappen in the pits. Let's watch this. Come on, slow stop needed. Can't see anything. It is another slow. Is that slow stop? It looked a little bit slow. He's going to come out in a little bit of traffic. Oh my God, please tell me Alonso gets past him. No, I don't think he's going to. He's not. So we're going to go softs for Stroll. And he's going to come into the pits this lap. Just on curious of times, did a 1:18.7 last time round, did Stroll. And now we're going to cut back down on top up. So looking good. Come on, good stop. Needed. We could probably go again, but I'm not going to risk it. Stroll does pit. We need a very good lap time now. This is absolutely crucial as a car comes out of the pits. Stroll now hits his marks. Come on, team. That's not too bad, 3.7. Remember, different strategies. We're going to come out ahead of Sainz, which is absolutely chasing hard at us. It is quite crucial that we get ahead of him and stay ahead of him. He shouldn't get DRS, so we'll continue the push on a little bit. Now, these should have to pit again, so we could be in net lead here because of that early VSC stop, but we've got to balance these out. Another yellow flag because of potentially a lock-up, and it was Tsunoda running wide. And now we've got to top up with Stroll. Let's go to standard on the softs. Pourchaire's topping up all the time, and Leclerc's about a second a lap quicker at present. So Leclerc is closing on us. 1.5 seconds is the gap now, and I've done around 25 laps on this medium tyre. Now he is clutching very quickly. He's on softs, so no surprise that he's actually lapping 2 seconds a lap quicker than what we are now. Now Carlos Sainz has just overtaken us on some used softs. That's why I don't get our pace sometimes. It's very interesting how we suddenly just lose out. Pourchaire has already lost out to Mr. Leclerc. The key for us is Verstappen in P3 that we're going to just try and keep within. You can see we are pushing Stroll at the moment, and we are very, very tucked up behind Carlos Sainz, trying to absolutely bully our way through, and that we will now. We are through, so we can just conserve down, just top up, should be able to get decent acceleration. But we cannot keep up with this at the moment. The chances are we're going to have to go probably hards in this race. That might be a bit of a pain, but Pourchaire is trying to keep close. Can't do it. Where are we? We've got better tyres. Not by a lot. 30 laps to go. We haven't got any mediums. I mean, we could go hards and just attack the hards. That is a possibility. So I'm going to go attack. I'm going to use some of this tyre up. Probably maybe 2-3 laps and we'll go hards. It's the only chance we've got, really. Looking at the last laps, we did lap quicker than Verstappen, and we just can't shake off Mr. Sainz at the moment either. But look at Leclerc's pace, a 1:17.6. How are we meant to keep with that? I will never know. He did do an 18.3, but then we go and do a 19.1. Still faster. And Stroll does an 18.1. So maybe this early pit stop wasn't the best thing we could have done, really, because we are very much out of sync. We haven't got an extra mediums that we can go on to. And we are flying with Stroll at the moment. Obviously pushing the tyre a lot more to try and close on Verstappen, who's not that far ahead. And we have got slightly better tyres as well. So let's leave him on aggressive, and let's leave him on top up. Let's see what sort of lap time he did do. It was a 1:19.0 versus a 1:18.1. Again, wow, who's that flying now? Ocon. On used 58% tyre. Yellow flag. There is a virtual safety car. Another virtual safety car. Again, here we go again. Now, do we go hards now? Porsche is 7 seconds, 10.
Virtual safety car.
I think we do.
And stay positive.
Go to hards.
Yep.
Stroll. There's no point going to hards yet, is there? So VSC is about to come to an end. And we've pitted Porsche because he hasn't lost, he's about a pit stop behind Leclerc now. So he's actually gained time, and we can probably attack these tyres quite a lot. That's the hope. Especially when Leclerc's on 50% softs now. Now Stroll does have to pit again. He is finding himself 2.9 seconds behind Verstappen. So he can go a little bit longer. We're going to attack early on after this VSC. And we're going to see if we can gain. It's already down to 2.8, which is good. We can top up down the straight. And we are closing because he is only there in the distance. We've got good fuel. Porsche, we can just top up on this next straight. We've got actually pretty good ERS. And I think Verstappen is now pushing as well. Ocon, has Ocon seriously overtaken Stroll when Stroll is actually on pretty much full push? And Ocon, this is what I mean. This is why it doesn't make sense. Unless he's using his ERS, how can he simply be that quick? That's why I get confused. Ocon 23.4, Stroll out of the power, and he's going to sit behind him. Great. Make a move, man. Ocon lapping so quick that lap. We're going to try and make a move here, and we do. We are not through yet. Hold your horses, everyone. He's just on the inside. Can we now get ahead? It's going to be a close little battle. Oh, it's like on a scale electric. But I think we've got DRS. We are going to just shift through. All this time, though, I think we're catching Verstappen, because Verstappen's only just up the road. As we come down. Harvesting all the time. Can we just get in within range of Verstappen? He's got 2% better tyres than we have. But he's only just up the road. Ocon probably move ahead of us here. Not quite. And we are going to be good to go to the end. We can do about 20 laps, and we are pushing quite hard on them. Porsche is pushing hard, but hards will go to the end. That's not bad, because actually within the leader, we're only 12.2 off. If we continue that pace, we have a strong chance, potentially beating Verstappen, who now comes in with Ocon. So us two Williams drivers are released, and we are quite far ahead. Now we need big laps from Stroll.
They're at the peak now.
And what's Verstappen going to go on to? Verstappen's on to softs. That's a long way to go. 22 laps on soft tyres. We're going to do potentially another lap here and look after stuff still. And there's another crash. A race full of chaos. Who this time has crashed? Lewis Hamilton, P9, with looking like the Aston Martin, and they both turn in and they both hit each other. So debris on the track, and we've probably got one more lap left in us with this sort of pace. Leclerc now pits, so this is going to leave Porsche. He's going to be vulnerable, but we are using everything we've got. Leclerc's coming out. He's going to be so quick. You just know it, everyone. Alonso gets a 5-second penalty. And Porsche is P2, 10 seconds, 10.5. Surely we can't keep this up. So we're going to pit Stroll. Porsche, we're just going to leave hammering these hards. This is the only thing we can do. He's still doing 18.6. I mean, look at that. 2 seconds quicker, Leclerc. That is phenomenal. We do come back out. Can we get ahead of Ocon? The answer is yes, we can. We need to absolutely push away from that now, though. So let's push on the ERS. We're going to move that back up to neutral as Ocon comes at us. Should get better traction on some, well, yeah, 9% tyres better. And now we're going to try and just destroy past Pourchaire. Is going to be under pressure very quickly because Leclerc's even getting DRS from the back markers. Stroll is right behind and he's going to get DRS. He should be able to put in a good lap here. Maybe we can take Verstappen's fastest lap back that he's just got from us. Only 1.7 this time for Leclerc, but we're pushing hard. We are absolutely just going to keep pushing these hard tyres as long as we can go. Let's go back on to deploy. What sort of time is Stroll? He's going purple. Is there a back marker ahead of us? No, not quite. Purple again, so this could be the fastest lap that we do. So an 18.1 for Pourchaire, 17.7 for Leclerc, slowing down. As Stroll then comes over the line, he does a 1.15. Like, that is phenomenal. So we cut back down because he's used a lot of that tyre already, 85%. Verstappen's on 82. And Pourchaire is trying to eat the gap, 5.8 seconds. Well, sadly, it wasn't going to be long until Leclerc finally got us on them soft tyres. 15 laps to go, though. It's still a long way for them softs to go. We are pretty much running very hard. We are going to go backwards, but the only saving grace is, can Verstappen's tyres absolutely die? That's what we need. But we're not looking too good right now, if I say so myself. Leclerc's going to get through, but he's going to get us some nice DRS as well, which is going to help the cause as we go down. And here we go. Move to the left-hand side. Oh, and to the right and to the left. Is not going to get ahead, or is he? He's going to get DRS back again. Traction's good for the Ferrari, but we are back into P1. It's not going to matter. We are going to sink in this race. An 18.6 is just not good enough. Verstappen, you can see him in the rear of your screen now, getting ever closer. Now we're stuck behind Ocon. The question is, it's whether the tyres hang on for Leclerc and Verstappen. That's a long way to go with 13 laps still to play. Leclerc gets DRS now, and you would imagine he will be back past pretty quickly, but not down that straight, he's not. As he now surely gets a better exit and gets back through. So P2, Verstappen's not catching us quick though at the moment. Yeah, and Verstappen is now. 11 laps to go, 68%. We are not going to keep Verstappen at bay. We've gone for, I mean, we look like we're going to cement a podium at least here. We definitely want P4 with Stroll, who is only around 2.7 seconds behind Sainz, who is on 66% mediums. Verstappen, we knew it wouldn't be long, and here he goes through past us. We're pushing them hards. We're not going to be able to keep the pace. There's Russell just been lapped, but worst case scenario is we come P3 and it's damage limitation here at Mexico. We're going to keep pushing Stroll as well. If we can get P3 and P4, it's a big point out of Red Bull and also obviously Ferrari, with Perez and Russell not scoring points. Pourchaire will move up to neutral. We've got DRS. He's not flying away from us just yet. There is Stroll trying to just close down as Pourchaire. It's got to really hope that these tyres for Verstappen can't keep up this pace. He's right there. I mean, we are going to deploy. Should we just deploy? See what we got? We might as well. Looking at the last laps, 4 tenths quicker for Stroll. Verstappen done a 1:17.5. Hard to live with that, but we lap quicker this time round, and we're going to attack again down the straight, and we're going to get back ahead, I think. Yes, we are. Traction's good for Red Bull, but so's our tyres. It's not too bad at all. We are back in. This could be like a yo-yo now. We're just going to keep pushing the tyres all the way to the end. Got to hope Verstappen does the same. We actually lapped the same sort of time as the cars ahead then. We're going to go aggressive now, and I mean Max Verstappen is literally about to give us DRS again. Fantastic. That's what we need to keep us in check. Down the straight we go. We're going to get back past him, or are we? We're going to go to the outside, inside line. DRS. So you can see the soft tyre initially trigger. And I think we might just keep ahead. Where is Max's tyres at? 60%. They're hanging in there. They are hanging in there. Stroll now 1.2 behind Sainz. And we are right on the back of Sainz. Sadly, Pourchaire has dropped away. We just can't keep up that phenomenal pace by the Red Bull. 1.3 seconds. Stroll right behind at the moment. And he's actually going to make a move before DRS and is going to get the job done. Down the straight, Pourchaire. That is Leclerc just out front. We were actually pretty close to Leclerc still. And Stroll's into P4. We have got chances here. Sainz trying to come back to us, but we'll get DRS. Or no, Sainz gets DRS. But we keep ahead. I mean, they're fighting. They're not pulling away that much. Let's deploy. See if we can bring that gap closer. Hopefully they take each other out. We don't want Verstappen to win this race. He has got better tyres. That is not what we want. Leclerc is currently leading. They are holding each other up a little bit. Can we find room for an attack? I don't think we can as Verstappen. This is going to be a big hurtful win for us. But let's just keep pushing. Because they're only on 46% Leclerc. We could catch Leclerc here. Still 4 laps to go. This is not over. Because these are really hammering each other now. 47% they are on. And we have closed the gap with 2 laps to go. We are going to get DRS as well. This is going to be a great battle to the end. We're going to deploy down the straight. It's going to be a last lap wonder. Have we done the right strategy? We've closed right back up. And now we are about to deploy. Let's go deploy. Let's go fuel. This is what it comes down to in Mexico. Hard tyres versus softs. They're going to get good exit, which they do, as always, being Red Bull and Ferrari anyway. And we are on to the final lap. And here we go. We are going past. We are going past Max Verstappen. And then we're going to get DRS. We're on board with the wrong one. Can we get one more? Can we get a very unlikely win? And at the moment, it would be a very unlikely win. We have got the Ferrari of Leclerc who's struggling. We've potentially got into the stadium section to wrap up a potential victory. I don't think it's going to be the case. But take a bow, Pourchaire, because he has come back big time and takes points off Max Verstappen. It is P2 for Theo Pourchaire, who's 4 tenths off. Just 4 tenths off.
Well done.
Lance Stroll comes home in P4. Perez only P14. Russell only P12. That is massive for the points. Oh, what a race. We did come back in the end. Some VSC, some changing around, and we take points. Yes, it is not an increase on Stroll, but it's an increase on the constructors. Ferrari take 25. And you can see here, look, he gained 2 on Lance Stroll. And then Ferrari, it is very close. Still, 16 points gained on Red Bull, but it's still 34 points going into the final 3 or 4 races still to go. So what a big rig racing from the team. 4 million in the bank as well. That was ever so needed. That was really needed then. So we move to Brazil, which is a sprint weekend as well. We've not obviously designing anything. We have got to watch the cost cap, which is expected to be about 20 million. Now, I potentially might take an engine or something in. We've got a 56% engine. ERS, I'm not too sure. This is why I feel like we struggle. I don't understand. Look at this on the right hand side. Our acceleration is poor, but everything else points to us being the second best car on the grid. I mean, who is... And the third, so that's why I don't really get it. Now, Engine is not too bad, but it's gonna... I mean, I could take a penalty in Brazil, but I feel like it's too risky. But we are in great shape. We are on round 21. Can we sneak a championship? That would be phenomenal.